In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 best ideas to this book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Check this out. If you're new here, I post videos on increasing your vibration, increasing your inner peace, and increasing your joyful life. I also post videos on book hauls and book summaries on spirituality books, esoteric books, mindset books, spiritual growth, anything to increase your vibration. So today I'm going to talk about this book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He was an ancient Roman emperor. It was written about over 2,000 years ago. Today I'm in Banff, Alberta, one of the most beautiful mountain cities, towns in the world. I'm just grateful to be here, grateful for energy, here with my doggy. My wife is in a work conference, so it's just been amazing. I see all the trees. They're like talking to me. They're like saying hello. And what better place to help you increase your vibration while being in a place that naturally helps you increase vibration? Being around nature, the mountains, the trees, staying grounded. I want to help you guys increase your vibration. That's why I decided to do this video here. Meditations. What is meditations? Meditations is Marcus Aurelius. It was his personal writings on his life and how he stayed mentally tough. It was like a journal that he used to stay what they called back then stoic. And stoic, as per the Oxford Dictionary, is a person who can endure pain or hardship without complaining and just going with the flow in life. First best idea in this book is what he calls logos, Logos, not Legos, logos, aka reason, aka purpose. He said that logos is what makes every single human being and makes up everything in the universe. He talks about logos that every human being, whether they're ranking someone in a company, a janitor, all the way to the CEO, is that you should respect someone who ranks higher. There are some things I do discern when it comes to that. I do work in a corporation, and I do believe in that when you're dealing with a CEO versus a janitor, you should treat them the same way. It's just human dignity, but take what you want out of the book. Just saying that. I guess back in the time, he was a Roman emperor, so he did feel like he had to have the rank, but I understand, I guess his viewpoint was that he wanted that rank so that things that he would share to people, it would emulate and they would listen. But I digress. He talks about how faith in his logos, in reason and purpose, it helps for the grand plan of things in the universe. Since everything happens for a reason, that you should just let it be and not try to change it, that it's supposed to be for the betterment of the human world. Even though he went through a hardship of losing his family, I believe up to 13 children he lost, and his young wife, he felt that even though he had to go through this enduring pain, that it was for the betterment and that change is inevitable. Things happen, and when things change, especially with him losing his family, he still went on because he said his purpose was to be the Roman emperor, and they say he was one of the very last good Roman empires of the time. When he did that, it really helped him go back and focus to his logos as to why this happened. Even though he was in deep pain about his family leaving, anyone would, any in their sound mind would, he went on and focused on his purpose and focused on his logos. He believed that when things happened in your life, it was for the logos. And when you focus on that and let it flow like a flow state, like being stoic, it helped increase inner confidence, inner peace, and inner purpose, which helped him keep going in life. It's his logos. Also, if you have not yet, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications really helps with the algorithms to help get this information to the people who need it the most, to help empower the world, to help brighten their mind, to brighten their life, and brighten the world. Subscribe now. The next best idea is death is inevitable. Marcus Aurelius truly believed that death was more of a mask, and it was a natural separation from your body to your soul, and that's why he never feared it. He didn't fear going in the battlefield. He didn't fear going into his high court and standing up to people and a fear for being killed for it. He just went on as he pleased. Especially in ancient times when life expectancy was quite low, he didn't fear death. Why? Hi, baby. Oh, we're waiting for you because we want. And when I talk about Marcus Aurelius talking about death, he truly believed that when someone died, he saw beings living or death were all part of the whole logos. We're all part of reason, all purpose for the betterment of the universe and the world. He said that when someone dies, their soul becomes part of the logos of the reason and purpose. They reincarnate it into the betterment of the world, into another being, whether it be like a human being, whether it be an animal, or even even your little doggy? What he meant was that when that happens, when humans die, he said that humans move into spiritual form, which then is a cycle when they go back into physical form. And he believed that was part of the logos, the reason, the purpose for the whole betterment of the universe. Marcus Aurelius also believed that death only comes when logos needs it. Since logos, he thought, had a greater overall meaning for the universe, he said that there's no reason to fear all the ways that death can come to you. I know it's a bit morbid, but if you really think about it, energy is never created or destroyed. It just is. It just comes back in another form. That's what people talk about when they talk about past lives, things that they've gone through. It's not the end. It's just another beginning. Very interesting if you think about it. He said it'd be so useless to fear death that's inevitable. When he lost his young wife, he thought to himself and reminded himself that everyone does die eventually. He said to embrace mortality and not to live in fear of it. Want one way to have logos, purpose, and reason in life and increase your vibration? Click the link below for my free course, Bright Mind Blueprint. I created this course to help empower people 5 simple steps to take right now to help increase your vibration, increase your joyful life, increase your inner peace. Click the link now. The next best idea is life is too short to waste it complaining. When Marcus Aurelius explained that death is inevitable, yes, it was a bit dramatic because, and yeah, everyone does die and eventually that'll happen to everyone. It makes sense. Yes, it was written over 2,000 years ago. Very dramatic. And yeah, you don't know when it's coming. That's why he says, don't waste your time complaining, because this time you have living is not meant to be complaining. He says you have to have more of a positive outlook in life, have inner peace, basically be stoic. Marcus Aurelius lived in a time where he always had to go to high court and how he disliked it, and it was a tough thing to do, but he did it without complaining because he knew that was his purpose, his logos. Since time on earth is limited, you will feel more intent to get things done by complaining less. Marcus Aurelius heavily disliked small talk, especially when he had to do his high court duties. He really disliked random, useless talking about random things that didn't help his stoic life. And every time that happened, he always went back to his logos, his reason, his purpose that was laid out for him for his life. And that helped him become more stoic and more purposeful and less complaining and less negativity and less focusing on hardships and more and more and more. And one big thing he noticed is that even time complaining about others, he said that Stoics have no time to complain about others because they have too much time focusing on improving themselves and things that they have to fix within themselves. That was a big one for me. I mean, yes, there's no point in complaining about other people. Just focus on you, stay in your own lane, and just be the best version of you, and people will pick up on that. You be that Stoic. And that's the reason why he called it meditation. It's like what he's meditating. If you think about it, with meditation itself, it's such a Stoic thing. You're just meditating, going with the flow of things, and not let any outside circumstance affect you while you're meditating. The next best idea is he talks about how emotions dispel reasoning and cause unnecessary harm. He says to focus on logic. He explains that when bad things happen in your life, it's how you perceive it. Instead of being so emotionally drained about it and ongoing over and over and over, and I catch myself doing that as well, is remove that emotion and be at peace at where you are. Balance your 7 chakras. Be more stoic and use logic to help you realize why things are happening. He says one way is to focus on the logos, on the reason. Everything that happens is for a reason, and just go with the flow. And it's meant to happen for the greater good of the universe and the world. Like going with the flow and surrendering with life. Marcus Aurelius explains human emotion is the enemy of reason, of logos. Being obsessed with the idea of being unlucky, not having control of your outside influences and circumstances, or feeling victimized about everything that's happening in your life. Woe me, things suck, what the heck is going on? And that's what he talks about, is being emotionally stuck. He said all those emotions will create so much confusion that you're going to forget about your logos, your reason, your purpose in life as the truth and as it is to be in your life. This is why Marcus Aurelius hated being driven by the emotions of anger, hate, revenge, madness, fake flattery, infatuation. Instead, he preferred to be stoic, zen-like, collective, reasonable, calm, and felt that inner peace was essential for a purposeful life. When he felt overwhelmed, he would meditate and focus on his logos, his reason, his purpose, and thought about the greater scheme of things in the universe and in life, and that it was all connected and things were meant to happen as they were, which is why meditations bring so much calmness and peace into your life. The next best idea is the only pain that you suffer in life is the only pain that you inflict in life, and what you inflict on yourself. Marcus Aurelius, living in ancient Rome, there were dangers everywhere. Although he lost many of his children and and his young wife, he still would always go back to his logos, his reason, his purpose as the greater good of things. Instead of staying in that pain, yes, he felt that pain. He knew that this was what he had to go through. But the only difference is, instead of feeling that pain for months, years, decades, he felt it and then used it to his advantage, using that negative energy to focus on his purpose, to focus on his reason, to focus on his logos. He truly felt that his logos laid a plan for the entire universe, and that those people who suffered, it was for the natural order, for the greater good. I know if you really think about it, like that's like tough, but like I said again, energy is not created or destroyed, it's just replaced again into something else. He thought if someone was in deep suffering, he truly believed in that was for the greater good of the universe, of the logos, of the reason, of the purpose. He always reminded himself of that and used logos, basically logical reasoning, to figure out why this happened, and that at the end of the day it's going to be for the greater good. And to reject the logos, he felt that wasn't natural to him. He had to follow the natural way of life. Since logos is part of every human, he believed, he mentioned in his book, the only thing he says is for people to accept pain and move on without complaining. Basically be stoic. Complaining, he said, disrespects the moral law of the universe, and for reasoning and for things to happen as they should. That was one of the big things. So the big thing in this book is to be a stoic, is to endure pain, suffering without complaining, and know that it will work out for the greater good. Therefore, there is no reason to fear things in life, as each part of it is for your greater good. If you want to know more about your purpose, your logos, your reasoning in your own personal life, you might like this video over here called Ikigai, the 5 best ideas I did on this book. It's the Japanese philosophy on reason for being. See you in the next video.